Hello guys, this is Crafting Caesar and welcome back to another one of my Minecraft episodes. With the 1.8 update right around the corner, I thought I would give you an update, a guide on how villagers will behave in 1.8 and how you can use them to your advantage. Because this is going to be quite a long video and I'm going to address the topics of crop farming, villager trading, villager breeding and iron golem farming. I will put a few annotations up on the screen right now so you can jump ahead to these parts of the video if you want to do that, or if you just want to watch them all, just continue on now. One of the biggest changes to villagers in Minecraft 1.8 is that the brown robe villager, the farmer, will now harvest and replant crops. The crops such as wheat, carrots, and also potatoes will be stored in the farmer's inventory and will be passed around to other villagers because they need them to breed. I will just quickly show you that. I have a few farmers right here, and if I release them, they should start, as you can see, to harvest and to replant the crops. This can be used to build fully automatic crop farms as the one I've built over here. You just have to enslave a few farmers, put them in a contained area with a few fields like this, and you see they will harvest and replant the crops, and in each of the corners of the fields are dispensers with water buckets inside, and underneath here is a timer that will go off every 30 minutes or so and send out 2 pulses to all of the dispensers. And I've hooked up a button just so I can show you. If I press this, all of the potatoes will be harvested and the water flow will stay on for a time, so it allows all the potatoes to go into the collection area. And these hoppers will then transport all of the potatoes into the bottom chest here. And if we give our farmers a few seconds to recover from the flooding, then they will start to replant our potatoes. As you can see, all of our farmers are replanting the potatoes, and the timer is running again, so in 30 minutes, when most of them will have grown to the full stage, it will be harvested again and will be put into the chest. So this will run fully automatic and it can produce potatoes, wheat, and of course carrots. So this is it for automatic farming. A tutorial on this design is still in the making, but I will put a link on the screen and in the description once it's up, so you can build this on your own map. One of the most important uses for villages was trading, and that should stay the same in 1.8. But trading has radically changed. First of all, villagers now spawn with careers. We'll quickly go over the different types of careers, and I will also include a link in the description to a complete overview what the careers mean for the trading options you have. So first of all, for our farmer, we have 4 different careers. We have the Fletcher, which will trade you stuff concerning bows and arrows. The Fisherman, of course, fish and fishing rods and so on. The Shepherd, wool, shears and also colored wool. And the Farmer will trade you everything concerning food, so wheat, carrots, potatoes, pumpkins and so on. The Cleric and the Librarian have no different careers. And of course we have our Blacksmith. For the Blacksmith we have the Toolsmith, the Armorer and the Weaponsmith. It's pretty self-explanatory what these do. And for the Butcher we have our generic Butcher with whom you can trade in meats. And you have the Leather Worker, which will trade in leather and leather goods. All of the villagers in a specific career have a predetermined sequence of trades which they can unlock, and it is the same for each villager in the career. So the Butcher will always have this trait unlocked and this trade unlocked first. The only thing that changes is the price, and with villagers offering enchanted books or enchanted items, the enchantment will also vary. So on the example of the librarian, I will show you how this translates into practice. The trades are sorted in 6 tiers, and tier 1 trades will always be unlocked for each villager. So each librarian will spawn with a paper trade and 1 enchanted book trade. Of course, the price for the paper and the enchanted book and the enchantment on it will vary for each villager. So if you now trade any of the unlocked options, you have a chance to unlock the next tier of trades. So if you do this a couple of times, you have the chance that this will be unlocked. And then if you trade any of the unlocked trades, so also tier 1 trades, you have the chance to unlock the next tier. When this is unlocked, you can once again do any trades that have been unlocked and get the chance to unlock the next tier, and so on. The same holds for deactivated trades. If you do this trade over and over again, after a few times it will lock, and if you do any trade, you have the chance to unlock this again. So you don't have to trade the last trade to unlock new ones, and you also don't have to trade the last trade to reactivate a deactivated earlier trade. So the promised practical example will come now. We'll do it with the librarian, and as you can remember, he should have a paper trade and an enchanted book trade unlocked now. So if we right click on him, you can see 24 paper for an emerald and a book, and 37 emeralds for a power 5 book. So it's also a really high powered enchantment you get on level 1 here. So if we now start to trade with him, and you'll see that you also now get experience from trading. There you heard it. And I will trade with him until he locks this trade. You can see now it's now locked. We'll take our paper out and you'll get the usual animation going here. And now we can see, and it has been unlocked again, and that is because we traded this 7 times. So we had 7 times the chance to unlock something that was previously locked, and now we did that, and we also might have unlocked the next tier, which we have with books, the compass, and the bookshelf, and the next tier is still locked. And you should see that this is a huge improvement over before, because now we can simply go ahead and trade with him again without having to do another trade. And before, with the librarian, the last trade to unlock the earlier trades again was usually a gold for emeralds trade, which is really crappy because you have to spend valuable gold to unlock your paper trade to gain emeralds again. So now if we continue to trade, we can get more XP, more emeralds, and we should get a good chance to unlock more trades, so we can get more enchanted books. And you see the animation going again, and now it has been unlocked again. But there is a chance, however slim, that this won't happen and you have to do one of the other trades. We take a look now. You can see now 2 written books for an emerald, the clock trade, the glass trade, and no more. And if we do this again, we should be able to unlock the next tier, and then we'll get a enchanted book again. So now it's locked again. We'll just wait for the particles to go and take a look. Now we have the next enchanted book, a book, emeralds for a power 5 book, and the other one now is still power 5, but these change. You can get all sorts of enchantments from that. So now you can do that over and over again, and there is a chance that you'll pretty quickly unlock your name tag trade down here, and you have the perfect librarian and can trade any sorts of trades you want with them. Now that you know the basics of trading with villagers in 1.8, I'll quickly go over the interesting villager types for trading. First of all, to gain some emeralds, the farmer is really good. He will give you emeralds for really easily farmable materials, such as wheat, potatoes, carrots, pumpkins, and melons, all of which can be automatically farmed. The cleric also will give you emeralds for something you have more than you can use. It's rotten flesh, because if you have a mob farm or a gold farm, you'll have chests full of this stuff, and now you can earn some emeralds with it. Also interesting, the cleric will sell you lapis, which is now used in enchanting, glowstone, which is really hard to get in the nether, and bottles o enchanting, which is basically an XP farm. Because you want to get loads of diamond gear, you have your blacksmith. The weaponsmith will give you a enchanted diamond sword and a enchanted diamond axe. The blacksmith armorer is a bit of a bummer because he will only give you one diamond item, and that's a chest plate. So you can't get diamond leggings, diamond boots or diamond helmets anymore through villager trading. But he will give you a full set of chain armor if you want to. And last but not least, for the blacksmith, we have the toolsmith, and he really has one interesting trait, which is his last one, that is the diamond pickaxe, which is also enchanted already. And one last thing, the leatherworker butcher has a saddle trait, so if you can't get saddles, this is the way to go. So a final word to villager trading in 1.8. If you're worried now that your villagers that you currently have are going to change because of the update, that's not going to happen. All pre-existing villagers will retrain their traits, but what will change is the unlocking mechanism, as I've explained it to you earlier. So the big problem now is, because you want to get a load of villagers to trade with, how to breed them, and that is the next part of this video. Villager breeding has also changed dramatically in 1.8. Before, you only needed a couple of doors and a hole in the ground for them to breed. Now you need food, but the food can be produced by the villagers themselves. But that means that the ultra-compact villager breeders, such as the design by Tangotech, are now obsolete, and you'll now have to deal with bulky, big things like this over here. A tutorial for this design will also come out soon. I'll put a link to that on the screen once I've put it up. So how does this work? As I've said, the villagers need food, but they also have to meet a certain other criteria to breed. They have to be within 32 blocks of the center of a village, which is the case here. We have a village up here, and all these layers are within 32 blocks of this village. But the second criterion is also that there has to be room in the village for more villagers, and the population cap of each village is calculated by dividing the number of doors in the village by 3. So this village here can hold 2 villagers. One is already in, so there's room for one more. But all these villagers down here won't count into the population of the village up here, because the game checks only in a 6-block radius around the village for the population, and all of these villagers are outside of that range. So basically they can breed indefinitely. All that's left to show you regarding this villager breeder is now how the baby villagers are collected at the bottom. This little guy right here, he will run around quite a lot in this field, and eventually in the 20 minutes it needs to grow up, he will make his way in this gap, and he will see these trapdoors as a full block he can step on, but there is a gap, so he will fall down into this water stream. He won't take any damage because he'll be landing in water. And if we go down here, we'll see that this water stream will collect the little guy, will push him over here into this area, and every few minutes or so these pistons here will activate, will push him over here, where he'll grow up into an adult villager. Then his head will be in this water block. He will try to swim up, and he'll swim out, of this elevator here, and he will land in this area right here, where he'll stay, and basically from here on you can do whatever you want with him. So as I've said, this will produce a villager around every 2 minutes, but it's really big and bulky, but that's what we have to live with now in 1.8, and you'll still get decent amounts of villagers, and because trading has been simplified, you won't need as many of them for that, but if you want to build an iron farm, you'll need a lot, so this is still the design to go with. So we're already at the last part of the video, which is iron golem farming. As you might have heard, high efficiency iron farms such as the iron trench and the iron foundry won't work anymore in 1.8. Pre-existing ones will still work, but new ones won't work because the village chaining process used in these farms has changed and will not work in 1.8. This old style iron farm, which will give you a decent amount of iron, but not the same insane amounts of the iron trench, still works. You can see a golem spawned there, and you still get pretty much the same rates as before the update. So if you only need a decent small amount of iron, this is still the design to go with. I'll put a link to DocM's tutorial on this design in the description and also on the screen right now. But you don't have to worry about high efficiency farms. Tango Tech has already come up with a new high efficiency farm that will still produce insane amounts of iron, so if you have access to the spawn chunks on your server, you can still build that farm and get insane amounts of iron from it. So guys, as you can see, we're back where we started this video, which means that this video is going to come to an end now. I've shown you all the big major changes on villagers in the 1.8 update and how you can use them. If you have any questions left, feel free to ask them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, and if you really liked it, I would be glad if you subscribed. And I will see you on one of my next Minecraft videos. Goodbye!